Simple as my mama said when I was very young. She told me not to worry, son, one day you'll be someone. But here I am at 21, loaded as a stagecoach shotgun. I'm sorry, mama, please don't look at me. When I got to Oklahoma, I was 17. My papa taught me how to work, and Lord, he was mean. Working all day in that August heat, and he taught me how to fish. My uncle taught me how to drink. Well, I went to California and I had me a band, and we played in all the bars in all the southern lands. We played all night and we drank for free, all of my boys and me. Now I'm 23 and there ain't nobody who can drink like me. Soon I'll be 24 and the Lord knows that I can't drink no more. I know I should have taken it slow. It's not the way that my life goes. Now I know. When you're passed out on the floor, you're sober by 24. Well, I had a girl who loved me the whole damn time. Man, I drink my whiskey and she drink wine. Soon my bottle was too much to company. 7 damn years I never thought she'd leave. Simple as my mama said when I was very young. She told me not to worry, son, one day you'll be someone. Here I am at 21, loaded as a stagecoach shotgun. I'm sorry, mama, please don't look at me.
Hey, sorry for interrupting. Isn't that annoying? What if I told you there was a way to get rid of ads like this forever? It's called Pi.
You mean get rid of guys like you? Yeah. We can play one more song, man. Love y'all. Let's hang out tonight.
And the bass keeps running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and running, running, and
running, running.
In this context, there's no disrespect, so when I bust my rhyme, you break your neck. We got 5 minutes for us to disconnect from all intellect and let the rhythm affect. To lose the inhibition, follow your intuition, free your inner soul and break away from tradition. Cause when we be out, girl, it's pulling me out. You wouldn't believe how we wow. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Lose control of body and soul. Don't move too fast, people just take it slow. Don't get ahead, just jump into it. Y'all hear about it? The P's will do it. Get started. Get stupid, don't worry about it. People will walk you through it step by step like an infant new kid, inch by inch with a new solution. Transmit hits with no delusion. The feeling's irresistible and that's how we move it. Yo, everybody, let's get into it. Get stupid, get started, get it started, get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here.
Hope y'all can join the show tonight, man. I'll fix to drop that link. Hit it.
Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Running. Come on, y'all. Let's get it.
Tide, baby. Here we go.
And we're off. What's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with our 5-year celebration. 5 years yesterday, technically. I see you back there, Dominic. We're hanging out tonight. I'll get you on in a second, buddy. But gotta say thank you to everybody for 5 amazing years here. 23rd birthday yesterday. We were going to do the stream last night, but I ended up going to men's group, men's Bible study. We hung out with the guys and had a great time. Went to Buffalo Wild Wings. It was really, really good. Had a family dinner tonight at a place called All Steak, not to be confused with insurance companies. Anyway, yeah, we had a good time tonight, man. Had a really good time. I see a lot of people in the chat. We got Dominic in the back room. He's also in the chat. Daniel Berry, Flamin' Sports Media, Jackson Johnson, and Mayhem Matthew. Let's go ahead and bring in our first guest. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. You know, bowl season is right around the corner, and, man, we got a lot of good games.
We do. And I think I was going to do a whole show later this week to pick games, but I think I want to do it tonight. I want to do a pretty good stream tonight. So
Also, I heard Bama's playing Michigan in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Is that correct?
yeah, I was actually talking to my mom the other day. She my parents are in Florida. They actually ended up getting tickets to that.
Oh, wow. That is nice.
Yeah, man. What you been up to?
Not much. Just been, keeping up with other sports news like baseball, hockey, basketball, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I've also been keeping up with college football, and my Cavaliers are not making a bowl game because we started off hot and then just fell off the wagon. So, yeah, there's always next year, though.
Oh, of course, man. Just keep recruiting and everything. We got signing day coming up.
Yep.
Is signing day, is it not tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. Or no,
Nice.
no. I'm sorry. We just had it, I think. Gosh, I get Wednesdays mixed up, and because it's weird because I think sometimes it varies for signing day. But it's always a Wednesday in December. I think
Yeah.
we just had it actually because if I pull up team rankings, because we talked about it last week, that's right. Because these guys signed, like Alabama got Keelan Russell, Dijon Lee, all these guys. Virginia, you talk about your team,
Yes.
and they're 13th in the ACC out of 17, which is actually pretty good for Virginia. But
Yeah.
all the guys they got were 3 stars. They rank 54 overall. They did get a quarterback, Bjorn Jurgensen. They
Don't
got
we already
Zach
have
Lee.
Calandria?
Yeah, but you got to build depth there. He's been around for a little while, and he might be going on to the next level soon.
Yeah, true.
He's been around for a little while. I know he's
Yeah.
been there. Montonio Williams is a corner, and Cole Greer is a quarterback. So you got 2 QBs to build that depth. That's good, man.
Okay. That's good.
Mayhem,
That's
I know
good.
you're still watching. Hit that link, man. Get in here. Jackson, you too, if you want, buddy. I'm
man.
forcing Mayhem to get on here, though. I know he's got nothing better to do.
Isn't Mayhem Matthew a Georgia fan?
He is. They just beat Texas twice. I can't believe they beat Texas twice. Like, I know Georgia's good, but I thought Texas was better. I thought they were looking like they were ready for the SEC. They were, but I mean, it's got to be rough losing the same team 2 times in a year, like in a whole season. That's just crazy.
I know, right? I'm just looking at some ball games. Oh, Baylor and LSU in the Texas Bowl? Oh,
Is that right? I haven't seen all the games we have yet.
Baylor and LSU in the Texas Bowl. That could be one to watch for.
Yeah. Florida, Tulane. I do like the matchups for the playoffs, like the first round games.
Yep.
Indiana goes to Notre Dame, SMU to Penn State, Clemson to Texas. But the big one here, Tennessee goes to the Shoe to play in Columbus against Ohio State on December 21st. That's
Yeah.
a night game, too. That's going to be good. What's up, Mayhem?
What's up? What's up? How did you know I was still watching?
Huh?
How did you know I was still watching?
Oh, I just take a lucky guess. I know you got nothing better to do.
Yeah, it ain't like I can, start up my own live show and, go live. But yeah, I have nothing better to do.
What's up,
What you been up
Mayhem?
to today, man?
On the way home from work.
I got you.
Matter of fact,
I got today off. Yeah.
I'll be working. I did a basketball game today. Got to be a custodian for a basketball game.
Nice.
So, that is awesome. People throwing their popcorn everywhere and drinks everywhere. Got to pick that up and made a couple free throws into the garbage can.
Cool. Exciting. Sounds like.
Hey, Ballard.
Yeah.
As an Alabama fan, from your point of view, how does it feel that you just came up short of the playoffs? How you feeling?
It hurts, but give Kalen DeBoer time. He'll get us in there, man. He will. I think he's doing great on his recruiting trail. He's got to put it on the field, but this should have been a year to do it because of the talent he inherited. But I also think that being the guy after the GOAT is something that brings a lot of pressure to you when you inherit a program like this. And I feel like the pressure got to him coaching wise. And obviously, you saw that play out against teams like Oklahoma.
But listen, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, Ballard.
Okay.
Whenever I asked you in the offseason what you believe would be real expectation, realistic record expectations for year one with Kalen DeBoer, what was your record again?
9-3.
And what did they go?
They went 9-3.
Okay, so I mean, this is a great
I
season.
understand. I'd never said that would be a great season. I just said whatever, dude.
I mean,
here we go again.
I'm not talking trash. I'm being realistic. I mean, if you tell me
what you're doing is bringing up what I said.
So you didn't say that,
right? No. I said that. I did say 9-3 is realistic. I didn't
and what
say
did they
I
do?
wanted it. They went 9-3, so they hit
Damn.
expectations.
So what's your
that
expectation?
Doesn't mean that's a good thing.
So what's your expectation for next year?
Exceeded that.
Damn.
What's your expectation for next year then?
I haven't started my previews yet. We'll do that next month.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Damn it, Mayhem.
All I'm saying is, if I was a Bama fan and I had said in the offseason, if we go 9-3, that's my expectation, and they went 9-3, then I can't hate the Bull for that.
You better not. Cocky Bulldog fans.
How is that cocky? Literally, how? If I tell you next year that my expectations for next year's Georgia team is probably 9-3 or 10-2, and they got 9-3, 10-2, I'm not going to be coming on here being mad about that. That's crazy.
Dude, I'm just joking around, Mayhem. Chill.
I am too, but I mean, I think Ballard takes me too serious sometimes.
Yeah, he does. Let's be honest, he does.
I do. I take you all seriously. I care about you.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Okay, are we ready for this? I want to bring in the Ball Mania and the Bracket Challenge tonight from ESPN.com.
Ooh.
Just to go ahead and get it out of the way, I want to check out the Bracket Challenge first. Let's check the Bracket Challenge for the CFP. We'll share screen here. Check it out.
I know who I'm picking to win the national championship.
I think I know too, but at the same time, we got to see how this plays out here.
You want to know who I picked?
What's up?
I picked Arizona State.
All the way?
Yes.
I don't know about that, man. We'll see. We'll check it out. But let's say, okay, so this first game here, Texas and Clemson. You would think it'd be an obvious choice to pick Texas, and I think that it is. But I think Clemson could give, and we'll do preview videos down the road. But I really think that looking at this matchup in the first round in Austin, afternoon game, December 21st, Texas has something to prove here. They need to prove that they're better than the 2 losses against Georgia. They got to prove that they can come into this playoff, that they can win a playoff game. They got to it last year. They failed. They're a better team this year, right? And I think Texas has the chip on their shoulder going into this game. Also, look at it with the fact that Clemson has something to prove too. Hey, this is why we got in over Alabama. This is why we're the 12th seed, because we can run the table. Is this going to be, let me ask you guys, March Madness, we always have those upsets with the lower seeds. In what situation do we have that in the playoff bracket?
Gee, that's a good question.
I think the 8-9 game might be where it's at. Does Tennessee go to Columbus and win? We'll come back to that game. But looking back, staying on track with Clemson and Texas, I do think this is going to be a really good matchup on December 21st, 3 o'clock game Central Time. The spread is already out, and I am going to pick Texas. I think they could cover this too. I do not see how Clemson has the offensive capacity to keep up with Texas. I think they got a tremendous defense. They always have. But come on, man. Phil Maffa, probably the best running back in this game. I do like Maffa. But then you got Cade Klubnik and Quinn Ewers going head to head, and then the weapons they got. You got Golden and Isaiah Bond and all these guys for Texas. Compare that to Clemson. Clemson doesn't have too much. They got that Williams guy. And I'd have to pull up the rest of it. I don't have the roster pulled up. I know they got Antonio Williams, but they're still a really good team. They still got a productive offense. And you saw that against a team like SMU. You saw it in games against Virginia Tech and Pitt. You saw some good offensive production late in the year. Yeah. But is it going to carry over into this first round playoff game? Can Clemson win this? I think they can. I just don't think they will. I'm not ready to give score predictions on any of these games. Again, we'll break it down a little bit later on and maybe do some actual deeper dives into this. My gut says to lock in Texas to go to the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl quarterfinal.
There we go.
What do you think, Mayhem? You still on here?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah. What do you think, Dominic? While we're waiting on him.
Honestly, I do think Clemson can keep it close, but I don't think they're gonna win this game. I got the Longhorns.
I like it, and that will put Texas
in the Peach Bowl with the Sun
Devils. Peach Bowl, yes, which I think is a more interesting matchup than we think. Texas again, one of my preseason picks. I think if it were up to the best teams on paper and on field performance, I think you're looking at a Texas Oregon
All right, I'm
matchup.
ready.
But yeah. Anyway,
I'm
what's your
ready. I'm
thoughts
ready.
on what do you think about Clemson, Texas? Who wins?
So I'm gonna tell you something crazy. I do think Clemson is capable of winning this game, and
Of course.
the reason why it's not because of horns down. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with Georgia beating them twice. It's just that this is a favorable matchup when we're talking about you know, Texas's offense versus Clemson's defense. You know, I think Clemson's defense has what it takes to be able to hold Quinn Ewers and company. But whenever it comes to um, Clemson's offense, they got Antonio Williams, like you said, their best wide receiver, and they got Kay Klubnik, which, you know, whenever he's a baller, he's a baller. And guess what? They're going to be playing this game in Austin. Did you know Kay Klubnik is from Austin? So, I mean, you know, right in his backyard, going to be playing for his, for his hometown. And I could see them pulling an upset over Texas, and then people come on social media and say, "Well, Texas probably wasn't what they were all hyped up to be. No ranked wins during the season." I could definitely see something like that, but there's one guy that is making me pick Texas in this matchup, and that is Matthew Holden. I mean, that wide receiver is probably one of the best wide receivers in the country. And I thought Georgia was going to lose to him because we just could not stop him. And, you know, give credit to Georgia's defense for doing that. But, you know, if they can contain Matthew Holden, I think Clemson's defense can hold Texas. And also Clemson's offense has got to step up, need more than just Antonio Williams to win the game.
They do, and they have had at times their offense step up in big moments, but it was against the smaller teams. I do like the fact they hung 34 on SMU. I do like the game against Pitt. I do like, Wake Forest was a huge win. Wake Forest, not the best of teams this year. They have some big
Honestly,
time wins. I mean, App State's no pushover team. They put up 66
I mean,
on them.
let's just be real, Ballard, right?
Yeah.
Dabo, no matter what you want to say about Dabo and how some people say he's fallen off and he can't hang with the new era of college football with NIL and the transfer portal and all that crap, right? People say he can't hang and he's old school, but literally he only had one loss in conference, I believe, this year, and he won the rest of his game. I think don't they have a nine game conference schedule? They went 8-1 in conference, and they lost to Georgia in the beginning of the season. I think if Georgia and Clemson played again, it would be a much closer matchup. I also believe that who else did Clemson lose to? They lost to Georgia. They lost to
South Carolina.
And who was the ACC team? I can't remember off the top of my head, but
was it? It was Louisville, 33-21.
Louisville's an 8-4 team. They're not some pushover team. Georgia is the number 2 team in the country right now. You have South Carolina that's in the top 15, so they don't really have any bad losses. I mean, you look at Clemson and say, well, they lost 3 games, and 3-loss ACC team that they're terrible, yada yada yada. But they ain't got no bad losses like Bama does.
Yeah.
Well, the first game was bad. But
yep.
People forget the first games.
Yeah.
And congratulations.
But it's to the number 2 team in the country. It was bad, yes, but Georgia kind of put their foot on the gas at the very end of the game, scored some touchdowns in the second half, but like that first half, it was only was it 6-6 or was it tied?
It was
I don't know.
3-3 or 6-3.
Yeah,
it
was a very
off in the second half and opened up a can of whoop ass on them.
But that's why I really do believe that Clemson can hang with Texas. Texas is not this. All right, so Texas has a great defense, and Texas has a little bit. They have a good offense. They have a good offense. I wouldn't say they have a great offense. I feel like Clemson's defense can definitely hold Texas's offense for sure. I think this is going to be a very low scoring game. I'd have to, have a deeper dive later as we get closer to the games. But like,
Absolutely.
you have to. But as far as right now, my initial thoughts, my first thoughts heading into the matchup, I think this is a favorable matchup for Clemson. I think if you wanted to be matched up with anybody in the country, if you're Clemson, it probably was Texas. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, probably that's probably your bet. I mean, either Texas or Penn State. If you're Clemson, you want to be matched up with them because Clemson. Penn State cannot beat a good team apparently.
Yeah.
It seems like that, right?
Penn
They
State is
gave Oregon
overrated,
a good
bro.
game.
I don't want to hear it.
Maybe. But yeah, no, I my thoughts on this are like, I don't know. Like, on one hand, I want to pick Clemson because they have playoff experience. Texas does too, but they've only made one game and they lost to Washington last year. Now Washington did their own thing. Kalen DeBoer, Michael Penix, we get all that. But on paper and just watching them, Texas is the better team. It is a home game. They are coming off a loss in the SEC title. And I mean, you would think they're fueled and motivated for this, right? I mean, doesn't that make sense? Like, that they
Well,
would be motivated to win this?
the South Carolina fan uh, wanted to tell me that they were the hottest team in the country. They won 6 in a row and all that stuff,
Right.
and that nobody could stop them. So I mean, right now Clemson's on a two win winning streak. No, a 1-win. Sorry, it's a 1-win winning streak, and they got all the momentum in the world coming into this matchup, and everybody is doubting Clemson. And if my memory serves right, whenever Clemson's being doubted, I mean they come to play. But I don't think any of these players that are on this Clemson team right now has been to a playoff, because the last time they were in the playoff was 2020, I
18,
think, huh?
2018.
Well, they were in the playoffs in
Clemson?
2019 with LSU, right?
And then they were also, because remember, Ohio State got revenge in the semifinals in 2020, and that's when because Alabama had beat Ohio State, but Ohio State had beat Clemson that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I
not
don't
like
think
that's goofy.
any of these football players that are playing for Clemson have the playoff experience except for Dabo. And I don't even know if his coaches. I mean, his coaches. One of them does have a national championship appearance.
Because Venables has gone at Oklahoma and Tony Elliott's over at, where's he at, Virginia?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
But I do know Garrett Riley has experience because he was in
right.
a national championship, playing Georgia. But you've seen how that happened. But I think Dabo can make some noise, and I think he can get his guys ready. Like I said, Cade Klubnik is from Austin, Texas. That's
Mhm.
going to be his hometown that he's going to be playing in. And, I mean, what better story, if you want to write a story, what better story that you can write for Clemson is you were counted out and you had some luck go your way to get into ACC championship. You got there, you won. And then Cade Klubnik, hometown hero, wins in the first round. I mean, that's like, you can't write a better story than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
I mean, I know Cade Klubnik's going to be I don't think Cade Klubnik's going to be. I think he's going to have a great game. I really do. I think him and Antonio Williams and maybe a couple other guys at wide receiver is going to have a day. I think this is going to be a defensive war, like we've seen Georgia versus Texas. And I'm not giving you a prediction on a score, but I do think no team scores more than 25 points.
Yeah.
If I had to make a prediction, like right now, if I had to, it would probably be like a 24-20 or 24-21, something like that. It's not going to be very high scoring. I could see like halftime. I could see a halftime score of like, 9-6 or something like that. A bunch of field goals in the first half, or maybe 10-6 or something like that. And I could see something going that way, and I could see Clemson. I could see Clemson winning. I can also see a blowout. I could see a blowout. I could see Texas, being angry that they lost in the SEC championship and just completely obliterating Clemson. I could see that. But I am going to say this is going to be a very close game. I think Texas right now is favored by 11 points. I would take Texas to win the game, and I would take Clemson in the points. But don't be surprised if Clemson wins this game 24-21 or something like that.
Let's see it because of Clemson's inherent weaknesses, and they're not going to get those fixed until next year. And that's the offensive line. I don't think they can stop Texas's pass pressure. I think that they will struggle blocking them for Maffa to run if Maffa's healthy. Maffa's banged up right now. And I don't believe that the secondary of Clemson and linebackers can pass cover the middle, which is where Texas is going to kill them, like they almost killed us. Hitting those slants, man. That's the hardest in today's game. That's one of the hardest plays to defend.
Well, it's crazy because, like I said earlier, that Matthew Golden, man, bro,
he killed us. Wow.
He was one of the. I have to argue with anybody right now. He's probably the best wide receiver in the country right now, other than maybe Jeremiah Smith or something like that. But dude, he is amazing. Like Matthew Golden, that guy is something special. And I knew whenever we played him the first time, whenever we played in the regular season, I remembered his name. I was like, that guy's going to kill Georgia in the SEC title if we make it. And lo and behold, that's what he was doing. And Georgia's defense stepped up and somehow contained that guy. I don't know how they did it, but I mean, kudos to Georgia for that. But anyways,
I got to get y'all's thoughts though. Were you trying to say something, Harry? You can finish up, man.
Oh, I just said tackling is what made the difference Saturday night for us. We tackled.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's keep picking some of these games here, man. So what about, let's jump down to the bottom of the bracket here. Winner plays Georgia. You got Notre Dame hosting a playoff game. This is something special here, right? You would think. Notre Dame is what, 0-3, 0-2 in playoff games. They haven't made a national title since 2012, and they're hosting Indiana. I know I've talked a little bit with Mayhem about Indiana. We haven't talked too much about Notre Dame, but I'll give Notre Dame some credit. They have looked pretty good since taking that Northern Illinois loss. And Indiana, of course, only having the one loss to the Buckeyes, 38-15. But at the same time, I'm not a big fan of the schedule. I love Kurt Signegi and I love Curtis Rourke. I love these guys. They are great, talented players, great roster, great offense, okay defense at times. But they go to South Bend, first round playoff game, night game on December 20th. Who wins the game? I'll lock in my pick. This is a game I don't want to mess with. because I don't trust Notre Dame in big games like this, but I also don't know if Indiana could handle it either.
I'll go with the
So I think
Irish myself, but at home.
go with the
And
Irish.
I think they got a better running attack over time. This is going to be one of those bloody ones, I think, because you don't have either team as noted for their passing. Although Rourke will put it up, he did it against garbage competition, and they fare out so well when they played Ohio State, which ain't saying a whole lot, but that's all the metric that we have. I don't know I haven't looked at spreads. I have no idea what it is in any of these games.
It's 7. It's 7.5 Notre Dame right now. I don't.
I ain't ready to look at these yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I back off of that, man. I'm not ready to bet anything, but for the sake of the bracket, my gut's telling me Indiana could do it. Like, I don't know why, but I feel like they're on a mission to prove something, and they didn't make the Big Ten.
I'm picking Notre Dame, and the only reason why I'm picking Notre Dame is because they're the home team. I mean, I think these are two pretty evenly matched teams. I mean, I know you're going to say, well, Notre Dame won like 11 in a row and whatever, but they lost to a terrible Northern Illinois, and I'm not ever going to forgive them for that. But I people always forget that whenever teams get into the playoffs or talk about the playoffs, they forget all the bad games.
I didn't forget. That's why I'm picking Indiana.
Yeah, I am going to pick Notre Dame only because it's the home team. If Indiana was the home team, I'd probably pick Indiana. I mean, Indiana, their only loss is to Ohio State, and that's not really a bad loss. I do think
it was an ugly loss, though.
It was
to
not,
lose
though.
That bad.
No,
but the margin.
But here's the thing that people aren't realizing. I watched. All right, so like Georgia won versus Texas, like what 30-15. So the game was 31-14, which the margin of that margin was really 17, and then Georgia won 30-15, which was 15 points, right? And then Ohio State scored a garbage time touchdown to go up 38. They added another to go up like 20-something points, right? That wasn't really – that was a garbage time touchdown. If you're really –
no class.
Exactly. That was literally garbage time touchdown. Like I'm not counting that touchdown. They won by 17 in my book. They only won by 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and Georgia beat Texas by 2 touchdowns and an extra point. So I think that was what we all expected. 17-point win for Ohio State in the shoe. It was a garbage time touchdown. I'm not saying that. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, Ohio State completely obliterated them. No, they didn't. It was a 1-score game going into the fourth quarter. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. And speaking of Ohio State, this might be the best first-round game in my book. At least I would say that, and then SMU Penn State. I want to come back to that one. The shoe, Ohio State, Tennessee Vols. Again, there's some of these games I just don't want to mess with, but for the sake of the show, I'll pick. I mean, Ohio State look, you lost to the worst Michigan team in like 10 years, 13-10, at home. Now, can they bounce back? They probably could. But come on, man. I'm not buying it.
So
I'm not buying it for the Buckeyes.
Tennessee and Ohio State both have extremely great defenses. Extremely,
they do.
Really, really good defenses. This is going to be a defensive battle because whenever I tell you Tennessee doesn't have an offense, they don't have an offense. Ohio State, Will Howard is so overrated.
Right.
I think Tennessee's going to have a field day with Ohio State. Ohio State's going to have Will Howard get the ball off to his playmakers like quickly. I mean, they're going to have to do what a lot of people does not like. Where you throw it sideline to sideline, trying to stretch the defense out, right? That's what Ohio State's going to have to do, and Ohio State's going to have to run the ball effectively too to, make the defense. What's it called? Like so you're not
Keep 'em
passing.
honest.
Yeah, keep them honest, right? So
Make 'em suck.
Tennessee, they're really good at running the ball, and Ohio State has a really good run defense as well. So it's going to be like, in my opinion, whenever I look at these two teams, who's going to be able to run the ball the best? Because I don't think their two passing games are really going to do anything in this game. It's going to be who has the better ground game on offense, because they have two great defenses, and like I said, both offensive passing is going to be non-existent unless Will Howard can have one of the best games in his career and just go off and give it to Jeremiah Smith and Mecca Abuka and all of them wide receivers. But like, I could see Tennessee winning this game, and I can also see Ohio State winning the game. But like I said, in predictions like this, if I have to pick a team right now, I'm gonna have to pick. It's hard because like I could see Tennessee versus. I'm gonna pick Tennessee, man. Tennessee's gonna win the game. Come on, man. I mean, Ohio State's going to be. They're gonna have to make a decision on Ryan Day, man.
Well, if Ohio
I
State
think
does
I
not
look at
get back the center and the offensive left tackle from injury, then yeah, I'd pick Tennessee.
Yeah, I think you got to look at the injury standpoint, but you also got to look at this. What stands out to me is both of these defenses are not necessarily terrible. They have some studs, but they're not the best. And I want to know, which defense do you trust more in this game to get pressure on the quarterback? Because I would trust probably, like, here's how I look at it. I feel like I trust the Buckeyes defense to pressure Nico more than I do Tennessee to get to Will Howard. But I also kind of agree with Mayhem in a sentiment of, I trust in quarterback play. I probably trust Tennessee's offense a little bit more. Like, I don't like Will Howard. I don't want to say I don't like him, but I don't think he's fit. I just don't. I like the guys on Ohio State's defense. I like Cody Simon, Jack Sawyer, Sonny Style, all those guys. Caleb Downs, I know he left Alabama, but he's still, he's doing pretty good.
What's
But
the quarterback from
kind of
Syracuse again? What's the name?
the one that left Ohio State, Kyle
Yeah.
McCord.
Yeah. So if Kyle McCord was on this team, I'd probably be picking Ohio State to win this game.
That's
But
what I'm saying. How did he end up leaving? Like, man,
like,
it's
Kyle
crazy.
McCord is way better than this Will Howard kid. Like,
I
he just is.
know. And here's the thing, man. Will Howard wasn't too bad at Kansas State, but he stepped on the field with the big boys in the Big Ten. Man,
I mean, this year Kyle McCord had one really bad game where he threw like 3 or 4 interceptions or something crazy like that. But
but
outside,
I gotta
out,
ask a question though. Like, who have they played?
I mean,
Who have they played?
Ohio State hadn't played anybody either other than Penn State. I mean, they beat Penn State, but outside of that, they played
Yeah,
Oregon.
but
They played
here's
Oregon, but
my
they lost.
they lost to Oregon, but here's the thing. That Penn State game, you know why Ohio State won is because James Franklin in the big time games, they can't win the big one. It's kind of like how y'all felt about Kirby at first, but I don't think he's going to go down the path Kirby's on. You know what I'm saying? Like, at first it was like, well, Kirby can't win the big one. Georgia can't get it done. Then they finally got it done. Anyway, that's a whole nother
But
conversation for another time. But
when we get to this SMU Penn State, I got something to say about that because
yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it though.
I really feel a certain way once we get to that matchup.
I still don't know who to get in this game, though. Oh my
I'm gonna
gosh.
say Tennessee because the only reason I'm picking Tennessee, and this might be a stupid reason, but I picked the home team in the Notre Dame Indiana game. I'm picking the away team in this one. I'm saying Tennessee.
I'll lock it in for you, but I don't know who to pick here. I'll do it for Mayhem. I'll pick Tennessee in this one. How about that? I really don't know because I have so many question marks for both teams, not injury wise, not transfers, not anything like that. It's more so a thing of coaching. Like Ryan Day has proven to be a good coach, but then he struggles again. Like the one time you should have beat Michigan and you didn't. Why? Shame on you. Shame. Anyway, enough about this game. So we got Texas, we got Arizona State, obviously with the bye. We got Tennessee facing Oregon, who gets a bye. We come down here, SMU, Penn State.
Like, let me.
They
I
said
want
this is going to be a whiteout game, but I'm gonna
to. Yeah.
let because Mayhem sounds excited about this one. I got to hear this.
All right. So right now, Penn State is probably this bracket right here. When we look at this bracket, Penn State has the easiest path to the national championship. They just do. They're going to beat Penn State. They're going to beat SMU. They're going to beat Boise State, and then whenever they get down to it, I do think they're going to meet up with Georgia.
Wow.
I do believe that in the Final Four, but Carson Beck's going to be out. He's going to be out. Probably the earliest that we'll see Carson Beck is probably the Natty if we make it, and that raises a concern for me because, I mean, Penn State just put up like 37 points on the number one team, and they they made a late comeback, but they weren't able to finish the job. Penn State has a great defense. Penn State has Drew Aller in that offense. Pretty good team. They can score a lot of points. And you talk about James Franklin not getting the job done. And, right now, if I was him, I would be using that as rat poison to get through these playoffs. I could see, don't call me crazy. Call me crazy if you want to. I could see Penn State meeting up with Oregon in a Big Ten championship rematch in the national championship, but this time Penn State gets it done, and all this, James Franklin never gets it done talk will finally come to an end because he'll be a national champion. I can see it. But
Listen, I'm full cards on the table here because I want to see it, but it's like I can't pick James Franklin to win a big game until he wins a big game. But I could pick him at least to start with SMU. We'll keep talking about the bracket as we go.
The reason why I say that is because, like, Penn State, their first two games they're totally winning. They're beating Boise State, and depending on it, like, I'm not ready to say that they're going to beat Georgia because I don't know what. Honestly, yeah, I know what Georgia looks like with number 14. With Gunnar Stockton for half of a football game, but I don't know what Gunnar is going to look like in a first half. I don't know what he's going to look like in the second half. Like, I don't know what Gunner's is Georgia going to take a page out of the Vanderbilt, the Oklahoma, and the Georgia Tech book? Are they going to take a page out of that book and run the quarterback a lot? Are they going to, or what they did with Haynes King? Are they going to do that? Are they going to make him pass the ball a lot? I mean, what's going to be the deal there? You know what I mean?
It's pretty easy to figure out.
Huh?
It's pretty easy to figure out. I can already tell you what's going to happen.
I mean, yeah, they're probably going to run the ball with him a lot, of course.
We get 2 running backs back. It's very possible we get Branson back.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm done with Branson. I'm done with him. I'm done.
Don't be done with Rob. Rob
well,
will be
yeah,
ready
of course,
to go.
of course not. But like Branson Robinson, he has cement issues, man. I mean, he's not
He
the
didn't have
same
a
guy.
pop. No.
He's not the same guy after all these injuries. He's just not the same player that I'm used to seeing and that I was excited about. I thought he was going to be the next big thing coming out of Georgia, but he's just not. He's not. Maybe on a 3rd down and 2, I'd love to see Branson Robinson like truck it in for a 1st down or something like that. But I'm just not ready to see Branson come back. I love to see, like you said, Roderick Robinson come back. I don't know the injury status of Dwight Phillips. I don't know
I
how
haven't
many more.
heard yet.
I haven't. I don't know how many games he's played in total, but he might have one more game that he could play in. Hopefully, he's able to be utilized a lot because that guy he's good.
Yeah.
Especially out of the backfield. Cash Jones, love to see him. Cash Jones is highly underrated when we're talking about catching the ball out of the backfield. I think we could utilize him a lot. And Trevor Etienne's back, and I would love to see him more than I would Branson Robinson for sure. I mean, he had almost
Just having
100.
the backup, because Frazier's there.
Yeah,
Frazier's
Nate
gonna get
Frazier.
his.
Yeah, let's not forget about Nate Frazier. We
Hitting
have
that
a
hard.
yeah, we have a stacked running back room, but like I said, don't want to make too many predictions, but I could definitely see a path for Penn State, especially if Gunner isn't working out at Georgia and we lose. I could see Penn State clearly having a path to the national title. But anyways,
Yeah,
I
for
gotta I
sure.
gotta go, guys. It was
Yeah.
nice having me on, and I'll be watching in the background. I gotta go take care of a few things.
All right,
Hey,
man.
love you, brother. Appreciate you.
Take care.
All right. Harry, let's keep picking these games if you got time.
Oh yeah, I ain't going nowhere.
Let's go. Let's start back up here. Texas, Arizona State. Is Arizona State what they're made out to be right now from a national media standpoint?
They're playing
Like, are they?
pretty
I love
inspired
Scatabo,
football.
but
They're playing
yeah.
inspired football. I watched a good portion of the game. I've watched several of their games, as a matter of fact, and they remind me of Minnesota with more explosiveness. Because they're lining up, they're gonna run the football on you, and
Hmm.
they'll pass when they feel like they need to, and when it's situationally beneficial, if they can scheme you, they're gonna do just like everybody else. So, but they're a tough enough team. Texas, they were missing that offensive tackle, and I don't know
Yeah.
that he's out for the season, but uh, Texas can still has a good offensive line. Uh,
They do.
that should be a really good game. I don't want to pick nothing out that far either.
Yeah,
We
but
gotta
for
we
bracket's
gotta see some
sake.
results. I mean, if you're just throwing
Yeah.
sand at the cardboard, uh, I can do that, and I'll take Arizona State in the upset.
I'll pick them for you. I would probably go Texas, but you know what? Arizona State, man, I love Scatabo, the running back, and Sam Levitt's not too bad either. They got a great offense, and I think that outside of maybe Oregon, uh, I mean, could Arizona State be that team that could go toe to toe with Texas as far as offenses go?
I
It's
think
possible.
it'd be worth watching.
I'll pick them for you, man. But again, I don't know until I see these guys play. I mean,
I
Arizona
want to
State
see
doesn't play in the first
chaos.
round, but I got to see Texas against Clemson before I'm ready to. First off, we don't even know if they're going to beat Clemson. I mean, we pick them in the bracket, but we don't know what's going to happen in this 12-team playoff.
Got to see the injuries situation, and they got a whole 2 weeks here. A lot can change because guys
Yeah,
can get hurt in the damn bowl practice.
yeah.
It
I'll
happened to
come
us.
down. Yeah, I'll come down here. Let's go ahead. Tell me why Georgia's not going to lose to Indiana.
Uh,
Or could they, you
but
think?
anything's possible as a Christian, but likely, no. No, they will not beat us. No. Neither will Notre Dame. No. Not this team. Not now. See, that was that's what we've been waiting on all season, was to be able to get back 95% of what we wanted to start the season with. And
Right.
we started losing them in the first game. So now that they're back and they're getting into playing shape, you strike while the iron's hot. They smell that hardware, brother. These dogs
Yeah,
ain't
they
gonna be
do.
denied. Somebody is gonna have to beat us. We ain't gonna beat
I'm
ourselves.
sure Kirby would say, "Man, I'm not hungry for a championship, man. I'm starving. Let's go, boys." He'd be
Well,
getting fired up. He'll be ready to run through a brick wall or something, man. I picked Georgia in this one. I think Indiana's a good team, but that Georgia defense, man, y'all been talking about it all year long, like how it kind of compares to like 22-21. If Georgia
no,
wins the title
not,
this year, it
don't
would
say that.
not.
That's
What's
blasphemy.
that? It is.
Not
I
21.
thought,
No.
hey, I've heard some of y'all. I've heard some of y'all.
You never heard this, old man. And I watch more ball than all of them put together. So
I got you.
tell you
I'll pick
now,
y'all in the Sugar Bowl though.
our secondary is just young. That's the problem. I mean, you got three freshmen playing back there with Malachi, and he's
Right.
tried to cover their asses all year, and it's made him look bad. Although he's still a great player, he's had to take some heat for trying to cover for mistakes, and we're
Mhm.
making fewer mistakes now. Not that we're not going to continue to make them, but uh, uh, being able to do the rotations that they envisioned has made a huge difference. And South Carolina likes to say they had, three rotations on the D line. Well, Georgia had three rotations on the D line. It's just we
Yeah.
didn't have three rotations on the D line until last couple of games of the year, and it showed because everybody was gashing us on the ground. Statistically, this is the worst Georgia defense in years. I mean, in years. I mean, we're down in the. I think we're down in the. Might be down in the 30s. And I know the offense is down there in the 40s somewhere. But we keep winning games.
Yeah.
That
Well, I think it's a thing that Kirby's just a motivated guy that, even if it looks bad on paper and maybe if it doesn't look all that great on film some days, but I think he still gets his guys fired up for a big game like this. And I think you could not destroy, not run away, not bury them. But if it's a close game, I could still see Georgia winning that Sugar Bowl matchup against Indiana. I could see it go either way, but I'm not saying it's 50-50. I would say 60-40. Give me Georgia, you know. But
well, I want the battle tested team. I want the team that has had to fight through it, and
mhm,
ain't nobody done that better than we have this year.
that's true. That is
Nobody.
true.
When it looked as bad as it could possibly look against Tech, somehow, some way, we got it tied. You know, I mean, my daughter called me, Kristen. You'll laugh. It was, I think, 6 minutes and 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. She
Mhm.
called me, which is very unusual because the whole family knows not to bother me during the game, and so I thought it was an emergency, and so I answered it and I said, "Yeah, baby, what's up?" And she says, "I'm checking on you. Do I need to call 911?"
Was
I
this
said, "No,
during the SEC title?
no. This was during the Tech game when we were behind by 2 scores,
Oh,
and
don't
when
call
that,
during
there wasn't much
rivalry
time,
week.
and there wasn't much time left. Six
Yeah.
under 7 minutes, and she says, "Do I need to call 911 because I bet mom's asleep?" And I said, "No, honey, I'm doing okay. Believe it or not, I'm doing okay." I said, "I can accept defeat when I can see us not being able to stop the other guy. Okay, you got to tip your hat to them. They come out here and they're playing their asses off,
Yeah.
and we just
Yeah.
could out of our own way, and then all of a sudden we did figure out how to do something. So and then we picked that back up against Texas, which I was actually a little surprised. I figured the first half was going to be a dud, but when Gunner come out in that second half, I said, "Are we going to see what me and the guys have been talking about the last 6 weeks? Because now we can do it." And that was to be able to use more sophisticated run block schemes. See, we hadn't been running any pick and pulls, very, very few gap schemes because of injuries. And
Right.
you can't do pick and pulls unless everybody can move and are unencumbered, because it has to be done precisely or it fails. And
Yeah.
getting the running backs healthy, that helps that, that makes that possible. Now they got somewhere to run. So, the season's the evolution for every team, and your better teams will overcome their shortcomings when the money is on the line. And we don't have, there's a lot of money in the playoffs for sure, but that hardware is what we after. And
I
Purdy
got
got
you.
that, I think that let's see, who would be that would be the two semifinal games, and then the final game would be Georgia. No.
Well,
Wait a
these are
minute.
the quarterfinals. If you
Quarters.
beat
Okay.
Indiana, you win the quarterfinal. I got you advancing. The question is, do you play Boise State or Penn State? And then also, I'll come up
Oh,
here real quick. Tennessee, Oregon, and the Rose Bowl. Wouldn't that be something? That's a shootout
man.
waiting to happen, man. That gives me like 2017 Oklahoma vibes when Georgia played them,
That
and
would be a
I
great
just see a
game.
lot of points. That'd be so good. I can't pick against Oregon though. I don't know. I
No, you
trust their
can't pick
defense a little bit more.
can't
I'll
can't
take
pick
Oregon.
against Oregon and that offense.
Not until
Uh,
not until we see some struggle, and they haven't really struggled much this year.
well, I know you said something earlier about defenses and how
Yeah.
Tennessee and Ohio State's defenses weren't up to par. Well, guess who's got the number one defense in the country? Ohio
Oregon?
State.
Ohio
Ohio.
State.
Guess who has the
Yeah.
number 4 defense in the country? Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so you can start when you get two defenses like that, you're looking at rock fights where you
Yeah.
got that 6-3, and then somebody gets an interception and scores on a pick six, and that's your excitement for the game.
I got you.
But no, I'd fear Oregon if I was anybody.
Oh, heck yeah, dude.
Damn.
But they
So
should
much
be
speed.
afraid of that's the thing though, is if you get a Cinderella team and it is a team like Tennessee, you're playing in a Rose Bowl, I'd still be scared if I'm Oregon, just like, hey, we better bring our A game to show
Oh,
them like
absolutely.
that we deserve this.
Man,
So
can you imagine how lit they will be if Tennessee
Oregon,
gets that far in the playoffs?
oh, to a
Th-
semifinal, dude,
Oh
we
my
will
goodness.
never,
We
we will
would not.
forever
Oh, I had to turn that damn
hear.
internet off.
Oh, I know. Because all you can hear is hashtag what? 2024. We made a semifinal. Well, you still ain't won since 1998. We won a playoff game. And I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. Do
uh,
you ever do
uh
Squidtard's? You ever look at it on him?
what's the look Squidtard's what?
Squidtard's channel.
Yeah, I watch him. Kinda.
I'm, I'm I haven't
I'll
really
tell you
messed with
what,
him.
man.
I haven't trolled him
I'm
hard. I troll him a little
yeah.
bit. Same way with
I
Rec
miss
Talk. Just a little trouble.
obviously we all miss BVD, man. To see Tennessee in the playoff right now, he's got to be smiling up there, man. He's
Oh, for sure, man.
woo.
He got to be
For
grinning like a
his
fish in a barrel.
sake, for his sake, I hope Tennessee could get it done for his sake. Like that would be awesome. I don't, but getting back down to earth here, like I don't know if they could. I mean, I guess they could, but I just Oregon in this case, Oregon knows the West Coast. Like they don't got to travel too far, and you got to think
It's
the
true.
travel, man. Tennessee to Pasadena was like forever, you know.
We did it. We
But
did it. They can do it. And you can't discount the fact that uh, uh, if you're a fan of chaos, and since I'm a Georgia fan, I quite naturally want to see more chaos
right,
because we keep winning in weird ways. You can't put your finger on any of it. So to me, that's what makes it fun to watch. You don't know what the hell's going to happen. But
yeah.
if Tennessee were to knock off Oregon and we would be matched up with Penn State and we were to knock them off, would that not be a big thumb in the eye of the committee?
If Tennessee made it to the semis and then
Beat Oregon
if
and then made
you
it to the finals to face Georgia again. Would
oh,
that
the
not?
like you expand the playoff and you put these teams in just to get an SEC title,
Mhm.
that would be something, man.
I mean, we only got 3 teams in. Everybody, there's this guy. He's a Big 12 centric uh, broadcaster, John Kurtz. He got about
Yeah.
22,000 followers. He has made 4 or 5 videos since Selection Sunday, just rubbing salt in the wound of gullible SEC people. Oh, y'all ain't so big and bad now. You only got 3 in. The Big Ten got 4, so that means y'all the second best now. Blah blah blah. That kind of crap. But
Yeah.
I would troll the daylights out of him. I've trolled
I
him
gotta check
already,
out
but
his channel. I just subscribed to him because I gotta check this out. But
he's very he calls games for somebody there. I mean, he's got the broadcaster stuff down pat. He's a sports guy and very
cool.
well spoken. Very well spoken. He's a KSU guy, which is not nothing against that either. I don't have anything against the guy at all. He's quite
Right.
entertaining, but he is coming at you from the Big 12 perspective, and if you're not used to that, it's fun to me. It's kind of like watching Pete with the ACC perspective and Slim, stand up for the conference and all that shit. I don't
Yeah.
care. When we line up on the field, I ain't playing all the rest of them. I'm playing you. I mean, I have SEC teams that I will pull for, and I have some that I will not because it's against the law. I'm in the anti-orange club, so if you wear orange, I ain't pulling for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at this Fiesta Bowl and someone's got to go face Georgia. Boise State, Penn State. Here we are. Another team going to the semifinals. I want to pick Penn State here, but is Boise that legit that they get the bye and they win a playoff game like this? Neutral
Nope,
site, keep in mind. This is in
don't care.
Arizona at the desert.
Don't
Is
care.
Boise that real?
They got a running back. Remove him
Mm-hmm.
from the equation or negate his abilities to
Oh, I see
50%.
what you're going for. They're
Mm-hmm.
nothing. They're nothing
Yeah, I
without
watched
Jensen.
I watched them play. Go back. You can still pick these up on the cable. I know your schedule is tight though because of school and work and
Uh-huh.
all. But uh, uh, when they play somebody that, that they can outman, then they look like world beaters. But put them in there with somebody that can take a punch, and they took a punch at Oregon. They only lost by 3, but that was the second game of the season, I think. So uh, I don't place a lot of stock in it, but I wasn't impressed with them. I don't think they can play 4 quarters of football against a big boy team.
Give
Penn
me
State
Penn
got the
State
depth.
here. I got
They
to.
got the depth.
I know. They recruit out of their minds. They have finally gotten to a place where you don't fully trust them in a big game. But come on, man. It's Boise
Just
State. They have
You
not
said it.
matched up with what? Huh?
You said it earlier.
Yeah.
Best. That quality of competition, and uh, it's the trenches. All about the trenches. You also said something else, and I forgot what I was going to say. I had lived.
Yeah. I'll take Penn State over Boise State. That leaves us with the semifinals. Arizona State, Oregon. I mean, Arizona State made it this far, but I'm not picking against Oregon. I just can't. I'm not even trying to be biased. I'm not trying to play favorites. I'm not trying to do any of that. Oregon this year makes me think of years past with 2020 Bama, 2019 LSU. Like, I get 2019 LSU vibes with Oregon this year. I really do. And their defense is solid too. This might be one of the meanest offenses to set foot on the field with Dylan Gabriel and company. That's my personal opinion. If you want to fight me on it, like, let's go. But I'm picking Oregon in the championship, at least to make it for right now.
Okay. Fair enough. Uh, uh, Oregon had a rock fight with Wisconsin when they had to travel the first week to the Big Ten. And it was significant because Wisconsin, not really I mean, they're a Midland team. I mean, I equate them. I don't know that they could beat Florida. Okay. I don't think they have enough offense to beat Florida. Florida plays pretty good defense. Uh, but they deserve to be where they are. If they make it, then that might have been their bad game of the year. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that was just it was just their week. I think they played like 8 or 9 games in a flipping row. They did not get a bye week, if I remember correctly, which I found unbelievable. Position
Yeah.
of the year, the 2 byes. But no, it's credit. All credit to Dan Lanning. I'd love to rematch with them.
Now,
Penn
you only
State will
get the
not beat us.
rematch.
Penn State will not beat us.
Okay. I'm hearing it from you.
No, we in
I
it. We in it to win
I
it, brother.
agree. I know. I know. Sorry,
3-0
Nana.
ain't
Sorry,
bad.
Pop Pop. Sorry, Penn State. We are losing in the semifinals. Give me Georgia. Sorry, bro. Like, hey, look, Penn State. I wish, man. That's my team this year. Like, that I want to win it, but I can't be biased. I got to be fair. Georgia will play a good game. Penn State play a good defensive game, but they can't win the big one. They get past Boise State and SMU. I think they're just better. I mean, SMU is going to be a whiteout afternoon game, and then going to the Fiesta Bowl to play Boise State. I don't trust Boise State necessarily to make a run. But now you're facing the competition in Georgia, man. Like, what do you expect?
A well rested Georgia too.
Now, it all comes down to this, man. You didn't three-peat, but can you win 3 of the last 4? Do they beat Oregon 1 versus 2 in the national title? A year of the favorites here based on what we've picked. I'm unbiased. I just think Oregon's on a mission. I already said it. I think Oregon wins, but I do expect a really close game. Do you think Georgia pulls a small national title upset here, or does Oregon finish the job?
Oh, I'm not going to pull against my dogs
Yeah,
unless
I
I got
got
a
you.
reason to. Unless I got reason. Gunner goes out. I might have good reason then, huh?
How many
Yeah.
points will be scored in the 2024 college football playoff 11 games? How many total points? Dude, there's no freaking telling. I don't know. How much does this go up? Look at this. Look at this.
That's the
300
tiebreaker.
something, I guess. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good offense in this bracket. 248. I'll put it at 248. I don't know. Shoot. Just submit the bracket. Just let me get the picks right. And we pick Oregon to be the national champion. We got to share this one. So it's fair. That's probably appropriate that Oregon probably finishes, but we'll see. I do think, man, like, I hope that it's not a year of the favorites every year with this new playoff, but I think for this year, like, you're looking at teams are motivated based on, Georgia wants to be the top dogs in college football, and Oregon just wants this season to be complete, right? So I would expect those two teams to be the best and get as far as they can.
I agree with your sentiment. It would make for a great story for the Oregon people. They've never had one, so
Yeah.
and for good Lord, 2/3 of my lifetime they were dog water. Really, they were nobody until the arrival of who was that first coach they got that actually got them to winning. And that's
How
hell.
about Oregon or which team?
Yeah, Oregon. It was in the
Cristobal?
90s.
Oh, in the
It was
90s. I
yeah
had
when
no
it
idea. I'm
first
not even
started
going
to
to
make some
pretend.
noise. In the latter part of the 90s. Was it golly, why can't I remember? The guy before Chip Kelly. Blast it. Uh
I'm
what
looking
the
it up.
Boise State coach?
Rich Brooks or Kenny
Rich,
Dillingham? No, wait.
no.
No, Dillingham's at Arizona State. Why did he pull up? Rich Brooks.
Yeah, Rich Brooks was the first good football coach that they hired. And he got them on their way. And
He
that's been
finished.
forever ago.
Well, let me see. I want to see his record. He won the Pac-10 in 94. He went, though, overall in college, 130, 156, and 4. But he was coach of the year and had that crazy season in 94 for Oregon.
Then he went on to coach over at Kentucky a while. And
Got him in the Rose Bowl. Yeah.
Why can't I remember the guy's name? That doesn't matter. That Nash, we got bowl games this weekend.
Yeah.
It starts Saturday night.
Yeah, it does. Excited.
I had my father-in-law over here Saturday night for a while. That'd be something we can watch then.
Yep. Oh.
Well, you had a good week here with the anniversary and the birthday and all that.
Yeah, man, it's been a good couple days, and still the week's still just getting started. It's only Tuesday, man, but we'll we'll keep it rolling.
Hey, get ready for the weather change, though. Gonna get cold again.
Yeah, what's it supposed to be tomorrow here? And
we're at high temperature that we're gonna have already. It's
we're
gonna be
currently 52. We got a low of 27 tomorrow. That's the
Yeah.
low, and the high is 49, so it's going to be a cold one. It'll drop in the 30s when I'm getting out of church tomorrow night.
Hopefully it won't be raining or snowing.
It doesn't look like it. Oh, hold on.
Let's see, we're just supposed to be chilly. It's not going to get out of the 50s for a couple of days, so things dry out a little bit, then I'll be able to get something done around here. And we have had torrential rain all day, probably get close to 2 inches.
What's the deal with this SMU link or leak?
Huh?
It's like, hold on. If you thought the college football playoffs would just forget about the fact that SMU's birth was revealed ahead of time, you thought wrong. Oh, that's right. So at the playoffs selection show, I guess they had already leaked the final spot and the team
Oh, that's dirty.
that got in.
Loose
And
lips. Can't have that.
yeah.
I
Oh, wait,
understand
hold on.
now why the
What's up,
uproar.
Nate?
What's up?
Nate?
What's up, bud? Congrats on 5 years on YouTube, Ballard.
Yes, sir.
And, also, happy late birthday.
Thanks.
Yeah. You feel any different?
I feel older by a year. A
I mean, your voice is still the same, but
little bit, yeah. I probably got like lines under my eyes and stuff. I might want to get cleaned up.
yeah.
If I'm gonna make it to ESPN and get on TV, I better, get.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Buck Fama.
Muck fish again.
Michigan. That's pretty good. That's a good one.
Asterisk Michigan.
Whatever.
I'm gonna type that. Hold on. Let me get an asterisk Michigan in the chat, guys. Let's get it going for Nate's sake.
Fake Bama.
Look what I did.
Fake Bama.
Michigan. Yeah, quote unquote Michigan.
Where
The
Herb Street's son is going to
champs.
play football, man. Did y'all hear that?
What?
Herb Street's son is going to play football.
Oh yeah, I did see.
He's got a couple at Clemson already.
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I guess his son is going to play quarterback or whatever for Michigan.
Well, yeah, I think he could be like a third string or something like that. Under Bryce Underwood could, but
He got recruited, so
yeah. I also for the first time in forever, Michigan's in the top 10 for recruiting. Woohoo! Finally.
I'm not on Twitter because I'm banned, but
Oh.
I was sent a few tweets by some friends
Heck of this.
of Ohio State people trashing Herb Street, just trashing him. They told him go ahead
Why?
and set fire to all your scarlet and gray and all that stuff. And because his son committed to Michigan,
Well, I think I saw one of tweet or on what do you call it? Not Discord. It's on let me see. It's called.
Is it Threads?
No, not Threads. It's a app called what's it called? No.
Hey, Nate.
I have no idea, but it's it's a Apple community that it's like has college football community, and some people said or college football fans said that the reason why that Hershey's son or one of his sons went to Michigan was because that Columbus is a toxic place to be, even though Hershey knows it.
Yeah.
They do have just a little bit of a crime problem in Columbus. That's a fact.
Wait, did you hear what I said? I was making sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it cut out on my side, but
You're good.
But is that true though? It's toxic. Like
Well, I mean, there's a lot of crime in the Columbus, Ohio area.
yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it's
And I mean, it's all the that's a big university. There's a bunch of people there, so
oh yeah,
it kind of comes with the territory, man. Where you got
yeah,
a large concentration of people crammed in a small area, you have stuff happen.
yeah.
That's why it's safer out here where you got room.
Good thing I have not been to Columbus, Ohio, or I'm not have plans to for a
I
game.
haven't been there in years.
I heard it's dumb.
Good Lord. Back in the 80s was the last time I was there.
Are you serious? Y'all look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
Uh-oh.
Look.
What you got?
On3 put this out like
what the
at 2:40.
What is that?
College football playoff director Rich Clark not ruling out the use of AI for selection process in the future. Buddy, you want to break the sport?
Well,
I mean, it's bad enough that we went like I don't know, man. What are we doing?
Look, it could be
AI
worse.
college football.
It could be worse. It could be good. I don't know.
These dudes got this year and next year. That's all they got. There's going to be a whole new ball game in 26. So that's just a bunch of crapola and stuff to irritate people.
What's the national championships going to be called in the future? Nothing. That's my concern.
Well, I mean, you've got what is it? How many? I'd have to go back and look again. I think it was 64 different methodologies being used to like in the old BCS days. It's the evolution. It's the evolution of all of that. And some of those have continued the entire time. So your old guys that's been around for a long time.
No,
they got this crap dialed in, dude, on their computers. And when they run the numbers at the end of the year, you can go over there and look. It's called the MasseyComposite.com.
Okay.
And Massey ratings, and you can access either or.
I have
Composite is Massey has his own, but then they have he compiles all the others, kind of like what they do with recruiting.
In your guys, from the trophies between two trophies that we knew for national championship, the BCS Crystal Ball Trophy or the CFP Trophy, would you rather lift up for a national championship for your team?
Oh, the crystal ball, man! I thought that was so cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, why take it? Why put it away? Even though you could have just, not reconstruct it, but like maybe make it more advanced for. I don't know. That's the thing, and it's if you're trying to make something new, which is like the cultural playoff, I would have the same trophy. The crystal ball. But had the logo of the cultural playoff, the official logo of the cultural playoff, on the the stand for the trophy.
Well, yes, of course.
but they didn't do it. So, um, but I did I had a really good idea in mind for a Big Ten rivalry trophy, even though it's not really a rivalry yet. Hopefully, but it's kind of a rivalry, but not a big, actually big. But I see whenever I mention Michigan here in Nebraska, they actually kind of act like the Buckeyes. To be honest, the Buckeye fans. Oh, Michigan sucks. That's what I hear from where I live, or Lincoln, to matter of fact. I think the reason of that is because the 1997 co-national championship, I think. Maybe that's the reason. But the idea of my idea for the rivalry trophy between my two teams, I guess, Nebraska and Michigan, battle for the 97 trophy. How's that sound? Like,
good luck selling it.
I mean, in my head, my picture is, how some trophies has like one part or the other. Like you lift up let's say your rival wins the first game, they pick up their side of the, I guess, trophy. It's like split into two. The Nebraska side, which is red, and the Michigan side, which is blue, which is all crystal ball. It's a crystal ball, like the BCS trophy, but it's like split in two. And
be cool if somebody could do it. See that,
yeah,
prism effect and all that. That would be super cool there.
Yeah, I mean, that's my idea. Just battle for 97, I guess, but it ain't gonna happen. Well, you never know. I don't know. It's just an idea. Maybe I can email the Big Ten.
How's the mood there in Lincoln since the transfer portal opened up?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and y'all, Nebraska's losing the kid, real good defensive end, edge rusher guy.
No, the transfer portal, right? Because
yeah.
So how I've been checking the recruiting part of the regular recruiting for Michigan, but Michigan did pretty good in recruiting, but I don't know about the transfer portal. I think they're hoping to get they need to get a quarterback. I mean, maybe a veteran quarterback, but that's the other thing I'm questioning, because Bryce Underwood is coming in from a 5-star caliber talent, his 5-star recruitment, right?
He's still a freshman.
I know. I'm saying, should Michigan do what like Nebraska did to Raiola, or just I don't know, because he's a highly rated recruit, or get a transfer like
I think they ought to redshirt him, but that's just me. There are 12 pretty dadgum good quarterbacks in the portal. And they're going somewhere. The kid from Duke that was at Texas, he's a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah. What about the USC quarterback, Moss?
Moss, yeah.
I think he could be a good fit for Michigan.
So, I mean, there's a lot. We'll see how it plays out. There's a lot of money being thrown around. Wide receiver that we were supposed to host today, that didn't happen because somebody threw an enormous sum of money at the kid. and Georgia don't play that.
Oh,
You can't pay a kid that hadn't been on the team more than the kids who's been there for 4 and 5 years. You just can't do it.
yeah.
That don't work. That's bad chemistry. Some positions pay better than others, of course, but wide receiver ain't at the top of our list for that.
Right. I mean, y'all are like Michigan, a run heavy team.
Haven't been this year. We've been pass first all year, dude.
Yeah, same here too.
Our running back room been
I don't know what
decimated.
happened between
We got
Michigan.
decimated. Everybody got hurt.
I mean,
fixing to change.
we did like we did the exact same thing. Georgia like pass a little more, but it was kind of surprising at first in the season, but I kind of actually didn't mind it.
We still alive? What happened?
I have no idea. We lose Nate. He was talking.
That's what I thought. And then all of a sudden, the cat was bothering me, and I thought he wanted to go in there and go to bed with Nanos, but he don't. He thinks I'm gonna give him some treats. He's already had his treats for the day.
Yeah.
You got enough food there, dude. Well, Christian, who was it today? Yeah, what's going on at Bama, man?
With the portal?
Yes, what in the? I didn't want to bring it up, but I am going to bring it up because I'm still standing here stunned because I wasn't aware of it until just before I joined your show. Good Lord. 3 wide receivers, including the 17-year-old.
I have no idea, man. I mean, guys are gonna leave every single year, but it's like
Ryan Williams too.
What's that?
Ryan Williams entered the portal.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
The
But I'm
17-year-old
surprised
did.
that guys like. I mean, most of them aren't starters, but some of the guys like Kobe Prentice or Caleb Odom had opportunities this year. And they're still young. Miles McVay, offensive tackle, freshman, still young. Why are the young guys leaving is my question.
I don't get that. I don't get it. I mean, we've got a couple of guys that have announced. The defensive lineman was he has played a lot in a lot of games in rotational, in the rotations. He's big, giant kid, 355 pounds, man. But that was his problem. He didn't get more playing time because he couldn't keep his weight down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard on these giant guys to hold that weight down so they can be effective. But he was evidently looking for greener pastures, so he'll find them. Like I say, he is a chunk nose tackle.
There's another Uwe Ungalade. Look at this.
Huh? There's 2 of them?
Well, I guess there's 3. There's DJ. There's one at Oregon. Last time I checked, Mateo. But this one is Tay Tay. Or Tai Tai. How do you say that?
I didn't name him.
He's from
I didn't
Arizona.
name him. Tai,
Oh,
that's how I
gosh.
would pronounce it. Not knowing any better. Yeah, he's a recruit.
Dylan McNamara's leaving Florida State. Quarterback. Kevin Norwood. Wasn't that an Alabama receiver once? Anyway. Tanner Williams. I know that name.
Yeah, round 2 of it is going to be even more interesting after all the bowls and playoffs are settled. I was a little surprised. I didn't that Purdue was able to get Barry Odom out of UNLV, but then I saw the package they gave him, so I can't blame him. Pay him a bunch of money to try to fix that mess.
Yeah.
Because UNLV, they didn't show up against Boise State in that Mountain West Championship game at all. They played them. I watched the first game when they played them, and it was a nail biter. Man, they were swapping licks, buddy.
Yeah. What's your thoughts about Boise State having a home field advantage?
I think it's bogus as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not blaming you guys. I don't know why everybody except I don't care if Power 5, Group of 5 are together. I don't give a crap. It's football, and I get it. There's a talent gap between those two, but it's still in Division 1. This is not FCS, but like I said, it's the talent gap, school gap. Everything that goes to football boosters and stuff. But there's a lot of small, I would say, universities that support football and stuff, but some don't. I'm not a fan to separate the Group of 5, but like I said, it's just football. You have to deal with it, and just, that's my thoughts.
Okay, I'm gonna invite both of y'all, if you don't,
Yeah.
to follow the College Football Nerds
Okay.
channel on YouTube, and you need to go over there when you have time. They typically don't go long, but this is a long one. It's over 30 minutes, but you only need to listen to about the first 12 to get the gist. To get the gist of what the rub is with a lot of us older people, concerning the playoffs and how it's structured and how all this came about to start with. And they said it better than I can. And it will be Daniel is one of the nerds and Josh is the other. And I think it was Daniel that made the pertinent comments. And it was 10 minutes in, might have been a little earlier than that. But it's superb. And those guys are excellent, by the way. You want to learn ball. You want to learn ball. You want to understand it. Listen to them guys. They know what the hell they're doing. Hadn't been with them since they first got on the air, but that was 2010, I think, or 11. But it wasn't long thereafter I picked them up. Good guys. But the playoffs are a sign of the times. I call it the DEI solution. Yep. And as the nerds will, if you watch it, you'll see or hear. Why should the legacy programs be obligated to share a blooming thing with anybody? The programs that for 100 years plus have poured their souls into their programs, to have the cathedrals that we go to on Saturdays, why are they obligated to subsidize the little guys? That's not their job. Is it? Rhetorical question.
What's that?
Are the legacy programs obligated to subsidize all the little conferences and schools?
Or are they
not? Or are they not able to create their own super league and compete against people's? The teams that spend the money, that have spent the money for decades, many decades. And why should they not have their own? I like the proposal. Yeah, we'll just keep it at 12, take top 12. See, you wouldn't want to be. 13 can cry me a river. You know what I mean? Final polls. Do it that way. No more crying. The power of the group of 5 can begin their own. There's money for it. And they could do their own playoff against peers. I mean, soccer got this right a long time ago. And I don't even follow the sport, but I do know enough about it to know that they do stratify the competitive levels amongst the teams. And the better teams play the better teams. Well, they do the baseball here too. All on skill level. Anyway, I've run my mouth long enough. Listen, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Y'all have a great evening. And I've enjoyed it, Christian. And we'll see. We'll revisit. I just have to keep an eye out for the notifications. The next in a week or so. Let's see. Yeah, the first playoff games are a week from Saturday, and there's one Friday night. So sometime next week we'll have to screw this down, won't we?
Oh yeah, we'll be here.
All right, buddy. Y'all be good. Nate, you take care of yourself, son.
Thanks, Harry.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off here. Nate, thanks for coming on, buddy. We'll go ahead and let you go. But yeah, I love you guys, and I'm exhausted. It's been a long week, or this past week was long. Felt like a long weekend. But I love and appreciate everyone who wished me a happy birthday. And if you didn't, that's cool. But most of all, just want to say how much I love and appreciate this community and everyone here for 5 amazing years on YouTube. Let's keep growing. Let's keep going. And God's doing amazing things in my life. You wouldn't believe, man. I love you guys. Hope everyone has a blessed holiday season. We'll be around here for all the ball games and stuff. And we got a lot to look forward to. Still just getting started here at Ballard Sports Media. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. God bless. And good night. We'll see you.